Hey team, Kat here. I hope you're doing incredibly well. I'm sharing with you tonight a tool that I created called the Consistent Client Roadmap. And this is going to really help you know exactly what to focus on and also what not to focus on if you want to get clients fast and also consistently. So sometimes it's just as important to know what we shouldn't be focusing on because it's not the right stage in our business, or it's going to distract us from actually our goals that we've set for this month, this quarter, this year. And if you're anything like most people that I speak to, including myself, I speak to myself, it's so easy to get distracted by all the shiny objects. So a clear roadmap shows you exactly what to do, what to focus on. And this consistent client roadmap is something that I've created for the members of my inner circle, that influences inner circle, which is part of my momentum program. So I wanted to share it with you at a high level and show you what we work on in order to consistently get clients fast and steadily. So we want to get clients fast and also have that nice steady flow. We've got a pipeline of clients coming through. If you want a copy of the roadmap, let me just pull it up and I'll just show you what it looks like so you have a clear idea of what I'm talking about. It's called the Consistent Clients Roadmap. And you'll see here, there's two different parts to it. We've got the overview, the roadmap overview, and we've also got the roadmap health snapshot. So this is the snapshot that you go through where you decide whether you're going great and you give it a green, whether it needs a bit of work and you give it a yellow, or whether it's a red. So I'm going to talk through this. And if you want a copy of that, please just pop the word worksheet into the comments right now, and I'll make sure that either myself or my team get that roadmap to you. And basically this fixes three main problems that I see coaches struggling with. The first problem is that often they do things that the gurus are doing. They're looking at what the gurus are doing or what people are a lot further along in their journey are doing, instead of focusing on what basically the gurus did when they were at their stage of business. So if you start too far up here and you haven't got the foundations in place, you haven't put these things together in order, then it means it doesn't work. It doesn't convert. You waste a lot of time that you could have been focusing on doing things in an order that we know work. And so this has been developed over years. It's taken me years to develop the simplicity of this, but also to know, because I started all these other things up here and then I realized, oh, there's a lot of gaps, a lot of holes in the pipeline that I need to put in place, because otherwise I'm trying to do things that the gurus are doing. I'm trying to model them, but it's not working because back when they were at the stage that my business was at, they had other things in place to actually get them there. Does that make sense? So that's a big mistake that a lot of coaches and experts make, is trying to run before that we can walk and doing things like almost modeling what other people are doing without understanding the strategy behind it. If you do the right strategy at the wrong time, it actually is the wrong strategy for you. I'll say that again. If you do the right strategy, but at the wrong time in your stage of business, it really is the wrong strategy for you. So it isn't the right strategy, right? So I hope that makes sense. That it's really important that you choose what to focus on based on a number of factors that you need to get in order. The second mistake that I see is that a lot of people stay stuck doing the same strategies that got them to this point. Same strategy, spinning their wheels, and they don't create a new strategy to get them to the next level of growth in their business. So they stay the same. So whatever got them to that point, maybe it's word of mouth, referrals, maybe it used to be going out and getting a whole lot of clients through in-person networking events, but that's not, I'm thinking this because I talked to a lady the other day who said it used to just be all in-person networking events, and now it's not happening as often. And, you know, we had that big gap where we didn't have in-person events. And so things kind of fizzled out in that area. I'm not getting as many clients from that strategy. I need an online strategy, Kat. So that's why she's working with me one-on-one, so that we can work out new strategies, because what used to work is no longer working. So that's the second mistake, is just staying stuck. And on that, the third mistake, which is similar, is actually using outdated strategies that no longer are working. So there's one where we just use strategies that are working, but they're not going to grow you. They're just going to keep you at the same level. And the third one is using strategies that are no longer working. So you might find that back in the, like for me, I used to run in-person events for years and years and years. And then obviously it just, everything shifted. So I had to learn a brand new strategy for the way the world is now. And so those are the mistakes that I see. And this roadmap that I'm about to walk you through will show you exactly what to do so you don't make these mistakes. So again, if you'd like a copy, just comment the word roadmap below and me or my team will get that to you. When you put this in place, it stops you from capping out and staying stuck. It stops you from being frustrated with the gaps, people falling through the gaps, and it shows you exactly what to do so that you've got clarity and focus. A lot of people have a lot of ideas in business, but they don't have the focus. So this is straight out of the client attraction accelerator that I take my clients through, the one-on-one clients that I have and the group clients that I have. So I'm going to give you the high level view of it. Thank you, those of you who are here with me live. It's so great to have you here. So let's get stuck in. I'm going to share this roadmap and step you through it piece by piece. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is prepare your plan. So number one is prepare your plan. You'll see here that there's 8 different pillars here, and prepare your plan is the very first thing we do. So we do what's called an ideal client identifier. Now, a lot of people that I talk to, they think they are really niched. They think they're niched deep enough, but I've never met anyone who is niche to the level that I believe you need to be niched at in order to attract consistently, because it's really hard to get your messaging spot on if you're too vague. And so even people are like, yeah, I've done niche work, I've filled out a worksheet. That's not enough. It's not enough to just fill out a worksheet. A lot of us have filled out many worksheets over the years about our ideal client, about our niche, our target market. But when you identify your ideal client based on, there's a number of things that are in this identifier where they're questions that go deeper than the surface. So it's not just demographic, age, gender, location, etc. It is, what are their beliefs? Just some of the examples that are in this. What are their beliefs? What do they currently believe? What do we want them to believe? What are their frustrations, which are current? What are their future fears? So current frustrations, future fears. What are their current desires and future dreams? So if you think of it like a quadrant, we've got 2 F's on the left side and 2 D's on the right side. So frustrations, fears, desires, dreams. Frustrations are current, fears are future, desires are current, dreams are future. So this is something we really need to know about our ideal client before we start marketing, before we start sharing posts on social media, etc., because otherwise it doesn't work. So that's the first thing that we need to get in place, really important. The second thing we need to get in place is our brand DNA. Now, our brand DNA doesn't need to be a whole lot of fancy design. So on the health snapshot, the business health snapshot, I've put here, I'm crystal clear on my ideal client. I have basic branding in place, which is some professional photos. It doesn't need to be that you hire a professional photographer, but they need to look professional. Even if they're done by your husband on an iPhone, they need to look professional. You also need to know your design, which could just be basic fonts and colors that you repeat, and also your core messaging, your messaging that you repeat over time. And then the third thing in the prepare your plan part is your quarterly goals and plan. And so I have a training for each one of these 24 things that I share with my clients. Obviously, I can't go into them if you're not in the inner circle, but that's easily fixed. Just reach out to me if you want to know more about that. But a winning quarter means you know what you're doing in that quarter, and you're able to basically map out your milestones for your 30 days. And you know exactly what you're doing on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly basis. So in our community, we set our goals. We have our vision, we have our yearly goals, and we break them down into quarters and months. And then we have a focus on knowing exactly what you need to do each week and each day, which is really important in business because it's easy to just do all the things. Would you agree? It's easy to get distracted, but when you know this is a project that I'm working on. So in the inner circle tonight, we were talking about our projects for the month. Some people are doing a masterclass. Some people are doing a 30-day content plan. Some people are creating a free resource and launching that out to their community. Some people are growing their Facebook group. But everybody has a project that they're focusing on. Super important. The next one that we look at is your offer and optimizing your offer. So you may already have an offer, but what I recommend is that you have a signature system, which is a roadmap, a journey that people go on from where they are to where they want to be. So one of my mentors says from mission to mission accomplished, and that's a signature system that you put in place with your intellectual property, and ideally it's visual. You also have an irresistible offer, which has 7 different elements. I've done a whole training on that in this Facebook group, so if you want to just search for that, you can find that in the portal. In the Facebook group, there's a whole training on it. Actually, I called it the irrefusable offer. So I actually just updated that because I thought, everybody talks about irresistible. I'm going to talk about irrefusable. So you might want to find that training. It's in this group. If you search for it, it's easy to find. And then you also need a members portal. Now, a members portal doesn't need to be for example, it might, I store mine. I've got a course on ClickFunnels. I've also got one on LearnDash and WordPress. But, a lot of people use things like Kajabi, other course, places to house your curriculum. But you want to think of a minimum viable portal. So it's something that gets your documents up. When I first started, I literally just sent everything out by MailChimp. And then I got into Google Drive documents. So it could just start off with a folder in Google Drive. So you just want to get a place where you can put up all your templates, your worksheets, the things that you're creating for your clients. Does that make sense? Just get it started, just the minimum level, somewhere where you can put up all those really cool documents, a place to store those. So you want to get that in place. Number 3 is attract your avatar. So what we do here is we create a freebie which attracts people. So something that's a really valuable lead magnet, where we invite people to opt in, and then they go onto your email list. Then you can nurture them and look after them until they're ready to buy from you. For some people, that's really quick. For some people, it takes longer. They need to consume more of your content, and some people will never buy, and that's okay. I call this the business machine, which is basically what I created, which is a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly checklist. So you need a operations machine, which is basically a place where you know exactly what to do every day, so that you don't sit down at your laptop and think, oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. I'll just watch this Facebook video. I'll just watch this YouTube clip. I'll research a bit of here, and you get lost in the rabbit holes, right? So I think we've all been there. And so you want to have a operations where you know what you're doing each day, each week, each quarter. The next thing we want to do is create an email nurture sequence to look after people who are downloading our resources. So you might start this by literally just putting it out to your Facebook group and saying, hey, I created this cool thing, who wants it? And then you get them to opt in, put their name and email in, and then you can start nurturing them. So, hey, here's the resource that you requested. And by the way, have you checked out this? And you start looking after them via email, sending them some value emails. So that's stage 3. If you've got any questions, please pop it in the comments, and I'd love to jump in and help you out. The next thing we do is social media success. So we look at upgrading your social media, making sure that when people come and follow you, because they will, if you're hanging out in other people's Facebook groups, if you're providing great value consistently, people will come and start having a look at what you're doing. So you want to make sure that your links are in place, that you've got a really nice I help statement, that it's clear, and that everything's ready to go. You've got some links, people know how to book in with you, book in sessions, and that's all automated and ready to go. Then we want to start doing some organic outreach. My rule when it comes to outreach is that I respond to people. I don't jump into their DMs. I respond if they have joined my group, if they have requested a resource, if they have reached out to me, then I'll respond to that. And that way it's different to being douchey, like jumping in people's DMs without a reason, and they don't even know you. So it's important that your organic outreach is people that already know something about you and they're not surprised to see you in their DMs. And usually I find that that's in response to something I've done, like a masterclass or a Facebook Live or a resource that I've posted online. And then I also recommend, if you haven't already, that you create a Facebook group that's engaged with people that are your ideal clients. The next thing we want to do is a compelling content strategy. So compelling content is content that draws people in, it attracts them, it grabs their attention, it nurtures them, it teaches them some really good value, and then it has a next step action. I've done some really good trainings on this that are in this group. If you want to reach out, just DM me if you're not sure where to find things, but you'll see in the guides there's a whole lot of really great trainings for you. So we create, there's a formula that we use called Attract, and then we also create a content map so that you know exactly what you're doing for the next 30 days. Number 6 is called Funnels That Flourish, and this is where you create funnels that automate your system so that people can opt in, people can book into your calendar, people can register on a landing page or on a web page without you having to manually do the work. A lot of coaches that I speak to are doing a lot of things manually, and it's draining their energy. It's not fun for them, and it's costing them a lot of time. And so when you set up funnels and automation systems, it frees up your time. So if you want to know how to do that, please reach out to me. Funnels have been life-changing for me. I was like, what funnels? When I first started working as a coach, I didn't know how to do all this. I had to learn it. And now, like, my favorite quote when it comes to funnels is funnels equals freedom. Because when you set up these funnels, they look after people. So you can go on holidays, you can step away from your laptop, you can go and do fun things, and the systems, the automation take care of it for you. Number 7 is to sell with soul. It's so important that when we're selling, that we're doing it elegantly, we're doing it authentically. So I've got a few things in there that I help people with, but it's really important that you have an automated booking process, that people are able to book into your calendar, book into a strategy session, and it's automated. There's a questionnaire that they complete before they jump onto the call with you. There's a qualifying process so that you're not getting people booked into your calendar that aren't going to be potentially a good fit for you. So you want to make sure that that's automated. You want to make sure that your reminders are also automated. And then the final one is profit from presenting. Now, some people jump into this quite quickly. I do recommend that you at least prepare your plan and optimize your offer before you jump into doing an event. So I recommend all these stages first. But once you've done that, some people, they get clients very, very quickly from creating a high converting presentation. And as long as you've got an engaging delivery and a way to get people into your event, then this is a way of leveraging your time and being able to present an offer to a lot of people all at one time. So that's the final step. A lot of people do all of the steps up to that point before they get there. But some people say, hey, I don't want to do a lead magnet. I want to go straight to the event because the event is easy to run. You can create a Facebook event, an Eventbrite, a meetup, and use all these organic free strategies. And you can also send it out to everybody that you know and say, hey, I'd love you to join me. If it's your first one, you can just invite everybody you know and say, I'd love to get your opinion or get your feedback on it. And you just literally run like a 60-minute Zoom event, and it's easier than a lot of people think. There's a lot of moving parts, and there's a lot of things that you want to put in place if you want it to convert into your offer. But it's one of the best ways that you can leverage your time so that you can get a lot of clients at the same time. If you do it right, you got to do it right. So that's the roadmap, team. I hope that's been really useful. Like I said, if you do want a copy of the roadmap, just comment roadmap below. Just pop that in the comments below, and me or my team will get that out to you. It's really simple, but obviously it's not easy. You still need to know how to do each step. So if you want all the behind the scenes training on how to do it all the templates, the guides, the checklists, the resources, the videos, then please reach out and DM me with the word clients. Just put the word clients in a message, and I'll send you all the details that you can check out. I'm at capacity at the moment for one-on-one, but I have an amazing group program with incredible women who are smashing it in business, and they make incredible peers and colleagues for you. So I love the group program because people are sharing ideas, getting feedback from each other, and supporting each other in the growth. I also have some exciting news. I am about to run my signature workshop called Client Attraction Mastery. So I've been running this for a few years, and the last time I ran it was February, so it is coming up very fast. 2 dates for your diary. I haven't officially launched it yet, but if you want to pop it in the diary, it's a full day event. It goes from 9:30 till 4:30. It's happening on Tuesday, the 31st of May, and Saturday, the 4th of June. So pop it in your diary, Tuesday, the 31st of May, and Saturday, the 4th of June. It's called Client Attraction Mastery. It's where I really dive deep into how you can get clients fast and consistently using my client attraction formula. So stay tuned for details. Pop it in the diary just to save the date for now. I hope this has been super useful today. And until we meet again, thanks for tuning in. Have an amazing week. And may the 4th be with you. How cheesy is that? Big love. Talk to you soon. Bye, my friends.